One last thing, and we'll wrap up with this. Because look, at the end of the day, so much of this comes down to the license that you're given as an individual and the box that you live in. The box that you live in. Remember this clip from the Titanic, the most recent version? So they've seen the iceberg and the crow's nest. They call it down immediately. You know what? They did everything right on the Titanic. They did everything right. But it all went wrong. They sealed the fate of the ship in one critical instant. They shut the dampers so that they can put the screws into full astern. And they sealed the fate of the ship right when the chief engineer gave this order. Right there. Why? Because the Titanic lost all maneuverability when they put the screws into full astern. There was no hard over. They couldn't steer it at that point. It was unlike other vessels prior to it. This was a new technology. It behaved radically different than any other technology had before it. And when you put the screws into full astern, you lost all maneuverability, as opposed to oscillating the screws one or the other to move the ship that way. But that's not what I want you to remember. What I want you to remember is the look in the first officer's eyes. You see that gaze of tremendous uncertainty? Why isn't she turning? Because you don't get the technology. What I want you to remember is that look. Take a picture of it, and if you ever see this look in the eyes of your leadership, get the hell out of there. Okay? This is not the look of innovation. This is not the look of an innovator. The world is moving. We've got to move with it. We all know it, but we so rarely do it because it's tough to do. It's a challenge. Part of the reason that you're there in your organizations is to meet that challenge, is to help disrupt your organizations, is to create those emotional connections, to put a face on the company that keeps up with the market and with its demands. Who said this? Charles Dewey, Commissioner of the Patent and Trademark Office, 1899. Imagine that? Imagine that. Everything that can be created has been created. Absolutely not. It wasn't true then. It's not true today. And the creators are you folks. You're the ones defining the future. Good luck.
You know, give these talks to leadership of organizations, right? So what is their reaction in terms of their belief in their employees and their teams and their ability to innovate?
The belief is almost always very strong that they have people that can innovate. The realization, as often, is that I haven't necessarily given them license to innovate. And part of this is the whole attitude in the organization around failure, which comes from leadership. Am I allowed to fail? Can I fail fast and get on with it? Is there fear around failure? I heard one CEO some time ago say to me, with all his team in the room, the upside of our business is small, the downside is unlimited. You can imagine there was a lot of fear in that room when it came to innovating. So you have to really look at the core values of the organization, which stem from leadership,